This is Chris Kelly with your handstand progressions. All right, the key with the handstand is that we're able to hold with proper form statically before we start to incorporate motions, and I'll show you what I mean by that. All right, so the way we'll start people out here is that we start with our feet on a chair. Okay, what I want you to think about doing is you're going to pike your butt up in the air, hands are between your head, or I'm sorry, head is between your hands, and I'm trying to show my elbow pits forward, meaning as I'm up in this handstand position, my armpits are not here, like I don't want to be internally rotated. I want to think about screwing my hands into the ground, meaning I tuck my elbows in, my elbows are facing kind of up towards the ceiling, so this puts us into a good shoulder position. Okay, that's going to be really important, especially as we become more weight bearing with our upper body. So once we're able to do the handstand in the chair, okay, what we can do is walk up the wall. Okay, so I might start with something like this, where again, I'm just holding with my hands between my head. As I get better, I can just walk up until I'm just flush here against the wall. All right? Feet, knees are together, abs are tight. I'm able to breathe in this position. And again, I'm straight up and down. One part is not in front of the other. So that's the next level. All right? And again, you kind of move until you're just straight up and down here. Okay? From there, we move into what are called handstand partials. Right? The handstand partial, I'm going to give myself a target. Okay, I have a mat that I folded up, but you know, we like to use carbon squares or pads, or you can use pillows or whatever, but chances are you're not going to be able to get down all the way in the beginning. Right? That's fine. You just use this target to kind of act as a, do your push-up in whatever range of motion that you have available to you. The key with the handstand push-up is that as I come down, my head is coming in front of me about 2-3 inches versus straight up and down. So I'm thinking, sitting back in my palms, bringing my head forward, pausing on the spot, and coming back up, as opposed to coming just straight up and down. I'm not trying to headbutt right under me here. I'm coming forward, and I come back up. And what I like to do is if my head is right above this point here, I'll pick a spot about 2-3 inches in front of me, kind of as my target. So if my head is here, this is my target. I'll also use things like positioning maybe a pillow in front of my head, and that's my target as well. So that's the progression. And as you get better, actually what you can do is just unfold your mat until you're at the ground. All right, now, obviously the next level would just be to do handstand push-ups to the ground, come back up. All right, the final progression, let's move to a true handstand push-ups. Those are actually called headstand push-ups until we get to this level, would be to elevate the hands. Okay, I'm using 2 Reebok steps here. You can certainly use, whatever you have available to you. But the key is that now we're moving through an even greater range of motion. So again, headstand push-up, handstand push-ups all the way, down and up. And that's what I'm looking for there. Now, again, with that, you're not going to be able to do many in the beginning. I recommend that you move at a fairly slow pace. Move at a pace you can control. Don't try to do as many reps as you necessarily can, because you will burn out in something like this. The key is to move with the proper form, and then as you get better, you can increase. Now, with the handstand, there's also, that was called a forward-facing handstand. There's also what's called a back-facing handstand, which I actually like a little bit better for what we're doing. And if you do it this way, you're just going to repeat that progression, just facing this way. So I'm just going to perform a headstand push-up in this other direction. What it is, you just come up into this spot, kick up on the wall, into a handstand, and again with the push-up, it's the same idea. I'm bringing my head about 2-3 inches in front of me, and I'm coming back. What I like about this is that we don't have to kind of walk back up the wall. You're given a little bit more room to work with, and it's a little bit more challenging in a different way. So, you can certainly mix it up. Maybe do one day with the forward facing, one day with the back facing. But those are your handstand progressions. Play around with those. Post any questions that you have for me.